Hello. Hi. It's me, Joan. Welcome to another edition of Reading with Joan. I am your host, Joan, and I love reading books. And I love reading intercontinental books. Books that are going to bring children back to the memories of their heritage. Right here in Scotland. If you want me, join me. If you want to join me, every Tuesday and Thursday, 4 p.m. and on Saturday on our Facebook page, later on YouTube, where we'll discuss about different topics that relate to us. I hope you enjoy today's reading and I hope you have fun as you read with us every time on this program. Remember to like, comment and subscribe to our channel. Most importantly, tell somebody else about us. Hope to see you soon. It's me, Joan. Bye. Thank you.
Let's talk about Black history. Who are the famous UK Black innovators? Today we are looking at Dr. John Alicindor. Dr. John Alicindor was born on the Caribbean island of Trinidad and Tobago in 1873. He attended St. Mary's College in the port of Spain, Trinidad. In 1893, he emigrated to Britain after winning a scholarship to study medicine at the University of Edinburgh, following the footsteps of other great Black scientists and inventors such as James Africanus Horton and Elijah McCoy. He successfully graduated in 1899, then moved to London where he worked in several hospitals including Hampstead, Plaistow and Camberwell. In 1907, approximately 8 years after arriving in London and working for others, he decided to set up his own practice in Acton before moving it to Paddington, where he worked for 17 years. While in London, he mainly lived in West London, moving several times within that location. Alicindor was a physician who also led research in areas such as cancer, influenza, and tuberculosis. Maybe there's something like trauma, but maybe it wasn't there yet. His findings were published in medical journals. From 1917, Alicindor works as Medical Officer of Health for the Paddington Lower Law Guardians. In 1919, during World War I, Alicindor, like most people of African descent who came from British colonies, offered his service to be an officer in the Royal Army Medical Corps. Unfortunately, because he was of African descent, he was turned down as a colour bar was in place in England. But with similar determination as Mary Seacole and Harold Moody, and as a mentally of by any means necessary, Alicindor contributed to England's war efforts by working with the Red Cross, where he took care of the war casualties in London. He was awarded a medal for his services. In 1900 and 1900, in 1900, Alicindor was involved in the first Pan-African conference held in London. Wow, he must be very famous then. He also attended the Paris Pan-African Congress between 1919 and 1923. Along with John Archer, Alicindor was a founding member of the African Progress Union, APU, and in 1921, after Archer stepped down as chair, that means chairman, Alicindor took up the post. Alicindor must have been influenced by other Pan-Africanists like Henry Sylvester Williams and the Hart. Marcus Garvey, as he suggested that the West Indians should move back to Africa and settle in countries like Uganda. Dr. John Alicindor married Minnie Martin and they had 3 sons, Frank, Cyril, and Roland. I think I recognize one of them. The one of them I recognize is Frank Williams. Or maybe not. His medical practice grew considerably amongst the poor, never turning away anyone who came for medical treatment. And he became known efficiently as the Black Doctor as Paddington. Dr. John Alicindor died on 25th October 1924 and is buried in St. Mary's Catholic Cemetery, Kensal Green, London. This is a picture of John. Summary. Dr. Alicindor had a considerable practice among the poor of the Harrow Road neighbourhood and was very popular among those who used to avail themselves of his medical skills and knowledge. He never allowed the obstacle of racism and prejudice to stop him from reaching his goal. He also tried to make life better for those or other people of African descent who experienced racism in 1900s Britain. I learned that we should always keep going even when the hard times come. We should just fight the hard times and go on. So in the end, we'll experience good times, not bad times.
Hi. I hope you enjoyed the story that was told to you today. I want to make history, and I hope you kids are keen to make history. We are here to make history by reading together. Today, I chose this book, A Crocodile Who Didn't Like Water, Gemma Mirano. Let's find out. Does crocodile not like water? That's strange. But let's find out. That is the crocodile. It's mom or dad. No idea. Once upon a time, there was a little crocodile. And this little crocodile didn't like water. Look at all the other crocodiles having fun in the water. He longed to play with his brothers and sisters, but they were far too busy with swim club. And this little crocodile didn't like swim club. Look at it, while others are playing. What he really liked was climbing trees, but nobody else did. It was lonely having nobody to play with, so the little crocodile made a decision. He had saved up all his money from the tooth fairy and he knew exactly what to buy. The next afternoon, he took his new rubber ring over to the water. Today, he would play with his brothers and sisters. Can you see his rubber ring? But he couldn't play ball or swim underwater. And all together climbing the ladder was fun. He just didn't want to jump. Don't you just know some kids that don't want to do anything? But he didn't want to be alone, so he decided to try one last thing. 1, 2, 2.5, 3, slush! Grum! Help! He screamed. This little crocodile definitely hated water. It was cold, it was wet, it was embarrassing. But then something strange happened. His nose began to tickle, and the tickling grew and grew and grew until achoo! What was that? Let's find out. The least little crocodile didn't like water because he wasn't a crocodile at all. Oh dear, what is he? He's a dragon! Oh, and this little dragon wasn't born to swim. He was born to breathe fire. Fire! And he was born to fly. Can you see all the other crocodiles? The dragon who didn't like fire. Seriously, is there something like that? You find out in the next story. But kids, is there something you really don't like doing that others are doing? I learned something. Try to find out who you are and what you like. You don't have to do whatever the person is doing. You need to learn your uniqueness, and you learn to be proud of who you are and find out who you are. Don't do gymnastics because your friend is doing gymnastics. Don't do running because your friend is doing running. And don't play hockey or an instrument because your friend is doing it. Do it because of you, because you like it. And the crocodile learned the hard way until he did achoo! And on this note, I'm going to say bye. See you next time on Reading with John. I hope you enjoyed that story. Bye.